proud of him and love him, and I'm behind him 100% all the way. And he's just a fierce competitor and a great young man.
Tim, though, the word creative gets thrown around a lot. Creative, not creative. Does this need to become more creative, this offense, or is that?
Well, yeah, there's times where you've been. I mean, sometimes the more creative you get when you play a team that can be multiple, you're rolling the dice. It might hit, it might not hit. So if you're willing to take those chances, then you can.
Urban just said that this team will become a good passing team next season. What, in your mind specifically,
just got to be
can
more
you think
efficient.
about?
I mean, that's the thing. We're not very efficient all the time. You know, there's just too many inconsistencies.
So what does that mean? Too many inconsistencies? Is it
Everybody
receivers aren't getting open?
It's just everybody. JT miss a throw. It's protection. It's a receiver. It's just inconsistent. It seems that at times we don't. Everybody kind of just inconsistent. We're not performing at a level. When it does, you've seen it. It's pretty good. And there's a variety of factors that take place with that. So those are just things that we got to sit and evaluate in the off season to be able to sit down and say, where do we go from here? What do we need to change? How do we change it? How does it stay within the realm of the offense that is in here?
Kind of talking about risk reward. Is that kind of when you talk about?
Yeah, a little bit. Because sometimes there's protections or concepts or whatever it is that you're saying, you know what, we're going to do this to get this guy and these two coverages, but if they do this thing, it's not very good, but hey, we'll take the chance.
And this is an offense kind of predicated on non-risk. Is that fair to say versus, because sometimes when you try to do things.
Well, you have answers. Our offense tries to have answers for every for all the coverage. That's why I said initially we play a lot of coverages, so we felt like we had good concepts to be able to attack all of them. There's progression reads for JT, trying 1, 2, 3, and take off, kind of deal, because of all the different things they did.
You had talked after your first year that any first-year coach at a place, there's going to be things you do better in a second season. Were you a better coach this season than you were in year one?
I did.
How? Why?
I just think that I understood it, was able to see things and help in our offense and areas that we're able to do.
Tell us if this is wrong. It seems like JT is not as confident or not as consistent of a thrower as he was in 2014. I know that's before you were here. Do you think that's a correct statement or an incorrect statement?
I don't know. I don't know if that's an accurate statement. They may have had some success with that, but there's a lot of factors that go into that.
How much does it fall on personnel? Just players not making.
It's all of it. It's personnel. It's third, fifth year scene. I mean, it's just everything. It all ties into guys when you're running an offense. Sometimes there's tendencies, things like that. That just happens. That's natural. Every football team has them. They have that type of stuff. So sometimes that takes place. Certainly.
If one thing has to change, or two things, what would it be going into next season? What has to look different that you have control over?
For JT?
Just for offense. Now, if he's part of it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I do. I think we gotta create an identity of what we want to be.
Did you not feel like you did that this year?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but maybe even narrow, good narrow focus of that in terms of just, I want to be careful of you get tendencies. You just got to be careful how those tendencies are. Does that make sense?
So are you expecting that JT will be back?
I haven't really discussed a whole lot with him about that because we're a bit focused on the season and the game.
What would you say your tendencies